sheheyu atureke sushuyu ma waheyu kayuma tereyu asuteru haye ahe ahe omehe omehe ore terese sheyu tu kayu tetereyu ma asushetu heyuku kature tureyu ma mahamehemeye ma seyu asusheyu a kayu he tureyu ma ture susheyu haturu kayume kayume ah 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 yes eshe. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Anne Marie of the Art of Healing. I woke up buzzing. I woke up, well, right now it's like almost 9 o'clock in the morning, Eastern time. There's no sun this morning here in sunny Florida. It's 9 o'clock. There's no sun this morning. It's an overcast, kind of rainy kind of morning. And I just saw 111. But like I woke up before 6 and I thought, oh my gosh, what can I do now? Now, I was keeping my phone on my nightstand, and I was waking up at 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and then I'd grab my phone and I'd search through the phone and stay awake for a couple of hours and then go back asleep. And you know that's wrong, right? Y'all know that that's bad to grab your phone first thing, even though I did it today again. But you know it's not good. So what I started to do is I put my phone like over on my desk, so I don't get the temptation to grab my phone in the middle of the night. So there I was in my bed about 5 o'clock in the morning going, okay, what am I going to do this morning? So I thought, okay, smarty pants, why don't you do this? Why don't you meditate, right? I just saw 222. Why don't you meditate? All right, do something. And so I said, okay, I'm going to do what I was taught to do in Reiki 1, which is do a self-healing. You do a self-healing on yourself. So I said, okay, let me call in, energy from the central sun through solars, through our sun, into my soul star chakra, into my crown. And I tried to imagine it, and I'm really bad at that. I just don't have it in me. It's hard. My brain is going 24/7. Ba, 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 ba. So I put my hands on my head, and that's when that was the key. I needed to put my hands on my body, and I was getting all sorts of beautiful activations, and it was wonderful and lovely, and it was absolutely perfect. But then when that was over, what did I do? 3:33. I went over and got my phone. So I'm trying really hard to detoxify myself from the all-possessive telephone. So hi again, everybody. I'm Anne Marie of the Art of Healing, and if you made it this long, almost 4 minutes in, way to go. I just recorded a live podcast with Journey to Truth on Sunday, and some of you are new to my channel. Please make sure you put the bell to get all notifications, and subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. What I do is I share from my life. That's what I do. I come on here. Sometimes I do very, planned things, but most of the time I just get this overwhelming urge. Like this morning I was channeling light language from the get-go, and like you saw at the beginning of the video, I just have to get it out. And I thought to myself, why am I waiting until after the light language to start my videos? So for the past few videos, 444. For the past few videos, I've been allowing the light language to come out before I start to channel, and you get the benefit of it as well. It's such a beautiful and healing gift that the universe gives to all of us. So here we go. I made a video not too long ago proclaiming that a kitty cat has come into my life by the name of Smudge. I named her Smudge because she had a little smudge right over here. Well, guess what? She was already fixed and chipped. So I had gotten her, I reached out to somebody who worked with a local organization that spayed and neutered for free strays, and I had her taken over there, and that's what they found. They found out she was already spayed and she was already microchipped, so now she is back with her family. Yes, so I no longer have Smudge, and I see 555. I no longer have Smudge in my life. So what am I going to do about that? Was it a gift from the universe? I believe it was. It was a gift for the universe because I satisfied that desire to have a cat in my life for even if it was a few days. And I'm not sad that she's gone. I'm glad that I was able to give her a loving home for a couple of weeks. It turns out she came from a place maybe about 4 miles away. I mean, really, like far, far away. So that's where her home was. So for her little soul, I was good for her. For her little soul, I was good for her. And I was glad to be able to provide that for her little soul. So what does that mean? It means that, you know, we're in a place of impermanence. Things come and go. What's here today can be gone tomorrow. And what does that reflect for us? That we need to live in the moment. We need to be fully present in the now, right in the now. And remember that your now is not the entire Earth's now. The now is your now, right here in your existence. What's happening across the world, although it is good to understand and know so you keep updated with current topics, let's say, those current topics are not your world. If you are meant to experience something, it will come to your immediate world. It will happen to someone you love that's near you, that is with you in your personal circle. It will happen to you personally. And everything that happens to you personally is there for your best and highest good. That's the way the universe works. And you know that we're in a universe of illusion. We're in a universe of complete illusion. Something that kind of triggered me this morning was a post that I saw about, you know, how to make batteries, for example, you need all these toxic heavy metals. And these toxic heavy metals are mined usually by little children and wading in mud. I myself have a car that is a battery, has a battery that I could get about 20 miles of driving on, and then it has a hybrid engine. My boyfriend said to me, yeah, you think you're all that, and meanwhile kids died in mud because you have that engine in your car. And he was saying it jokingly, but you know, there is always truth in jest. And he's right about it. But how can I be responsible for that? Like how, I mean, collectively, yes, collectively, I acknowledge that I am responsible for all the horrors that go on, seen and unseen, because I agreed to be a part of this separate reality. I agreed to come in and incarnate here into this dimension, knowing full well what goes on. But here, if I am here, I also have to understand that there are limits to what I can actually call responsibility for. can I be responsible for that? No, because there's light and dark in everything. There is light and dark in everything. And if I'm so concerned about the light, about the dark, if I'm focusing only on that dark, I'm ignoring the light. So I bought this car because of, I believe, divine guidance. I had another car. I'm a Ford baby. My dad, I was born in Dearborn, Michigan. My dad worked at the Rouge plant, and my ex-husband said, you know, you have a Ford logo instead of a belly button, which is true. I've really only not had one vehicle in my life that wasn't a Ford. And I had another vehicle before. I had an Edge, which was gorgeous, but it was just way too expensive for me. It was too large of a vehicle. I didn't have like a house load of kids that I needed to carry around. It was more of an egoic purchase. I totally admit that. I got totally, you know, ego drunk and went out and bought this amazing car. But it was too big for me. So I acknowledged that, and I was like, and I can't afford it. It was costing me like $1,000 a month between insurance and gas and payment. And I'm like, you know, I can't do that. That's just ungodly amount of money to pay for a car. So I ended up trading it in. I just took it back. I was like, guys, I can't handle it. And they're like, well, you have to deal with the payment. I was like, I'm okay with that. Look, I accept what I did. I'm okay with that. So I took it in, and he's like, all right, if you had to have the car of your dreams, what would it be? And I was like, well, I want to get a car that's really good economically. And we sat down and we chose a Ford Fusion Energy. Leather seats, beautiful car, gorgeous color. The one thing I didn't choose, I just saw 1212. The one thing I didn't choose, and I wish I did choose, which was a sunroof. Well, I would have loved to have had a moonroof or a sunroof or something like that. But I forgot, and it didn't happen, so c'est la vie. And so I chose this car, and I leased it. I rolled the payment in, and it was still way less expensive, of course. And then after the lease was over, the purchase price was ridiculously cheap. So everything works out for the better. You learn your experience. So now I'm buying it. Obviously, it's not mine yet. But on average, I get 62 miles to the gallon. Okay? That's a benefit for me in my reality, in my now. And considering I left my high-paying matrix job and I need to, I wouldn't say count pennies, but I need to be economical in my life on many, many levels. Abundance comes in, don't get me wrong, but I think it's a good idea to be as economical as you can and assess why you buy what you buy. And that's all I'll say about that. So, long story short, here we are today, on this day. Let's look at life as being completely impermanent and rejoice in that. Focus here on the now, and let us not get too attached to our possessions. So that's the rant for this morning. 14 minutes. If you've stayed with me for 14 minutes, that's fantastic. And it's 14:14 right this second. If you stayed with me this long, I wish to thank you. Please go over to my website and check out what I offer, and check out the new Patreon community that I have established. For $4.44, you can be a Tier 1 member, and that Tier 1 member will get all the private postings that I do, similar to this, but strictly for the Patreon community. And I thank you so much. And you give an energy exchange to me. If you've been following me, if you appreciate the work that I do, I thank you so much, and the universe will thank you for honoring that energy exchange. For $244, $24.44 a month, you will receive free access to the monthly Q&A. You will receive a monthly Zoom get-together with myself where we can chat about whatever we need to chat about and lift each other up. And you will have access to 10% off of my services, my healing services, channeling services, etc. I was also going to do a monthly Raw Collective transmission. So that's something to check out. And then, of course, I have the other tier for $34.44. This is my safe space for all these beautiful souls who need a safe space to unload from their traumas. SRA, Secret Space Program, Project Monarch, all these souls that are coming online. You have access to weekly meetings, channeled advice, healings, true safe space. And that's what I have to offer you today. Be well and be blessed. I am Anne Marie, the Art of Healing. I come to you with love and gratitude. Thanks for sticking it out. 16 minutes, almost 17 to the dot. Bye.